Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hello Dave. We're gonna start this week out in Star Citizen, where dynamic events are back. 3.17.2 has made it into Wave 1 P2. That means we now have a limited number of players outside the Evocati team who now have access and can go in and play it. And amongst a lot of other things, we finally have the dynamic events returning to Star Citizen. That means not only is Jumptown back, but also the Nine Tails lockdowns are now happening again across Lagrange points in the Stanton system. And most importantly, we also have the Siege of Orison, this new dynamic event that was, I think, supposed to actually come in 3.17, but was delayed and then delayed. And it was actually launched and then they pulled it back because it was causing some server crashes, so they went back and they fixed it and now it's back again. Super nice to see. I'm excited to go in and give it a go, even though first-person shooters is not my specialty. Let's say that. So while it is an FPS event, I still think it's fun because there's a lot more stuff to do than just run around and aimlessly shoot NPCs in the face. Other than the obvious, like, go around and find stuff to loot, there's also like locked containers around where you need a passcode to get through, and you can now have to go and locate these passcodes. How? I don't know. Maybe the NPCs will have like notes on them, or maybe they will be on like screens somewhere, or I don't know how they're gonna give us those passcodes. But there are passcodes for some locked containers that's gonna give you even more loot. You can go and explore that and try to kind of solve this little puzzle of how to find this. And they also put in like a full-on maze. Now, I've been running around the FPS area for the event after it was shut down, so there was no NPCs there. But I mean, the area in itself is a maze. Like, I had a hard time finding my way around. It took me like half an hour to find my way out again after I was in there. So, a maze within a maze. Sounds like a lot of people's gonna get lost and backspace until they die. But anyway, that's some of the things coming in 3.17.2, amongst other things that I've talked about in the past, like the new mission locations out around ArcCorp, both space-based derelict ships, mostly the Reclaimer, and also a surface version of the Reclaimer that's been turned into an outpost, and it now serves as a mission location as well that we can go. And as usual, when CRG makes these new mission locations, there's often some like traversal puzzles, if you will, like how do I get up to that ledge up there, and you have to figure out how to move from box to box and go through doors and back. And so there's a little maze also built into that. Often they do that. Again, I haven't had time to test, but at least all that is now coming in 3.17.2, which is currently in Wave 1 PTU. Now, another thing that is unfortunately coming with 17.2 as well is another server wipe. This is a lot earlier than I think anybody has expected. Server wipes has been far between so far. And we're getting one now, which is like a year, less than a year, I would say, since the last one. Now, one of the things that CRG has implemented since the last wipe is their ability to do a partial wipe, meaning they don't have to wipe everything. Unfortunately, the things they are wiping with this is some of the two major ticket items, which is items and your wallet. That means every armor, weapon, or ship module you have bought with in-game credits, only stuff with in-game credits, is going to disappear. The same with all the money you have made on your character so far is going to disappear as well. Now, what is going to remain is stuff like your progression, mission progression in, let's say, your rank with the different factions in order to unlock combat zones and those kind of things. That's going to remain. But items and wallet is going to disappear, which is the two larger ticket items, I think. And I think the reason why this is happening now is because there has been a lot of glitches in the 3.17.1 patch and 3.17.0 patch that allowed people to make an absurd amount of money. I mean, if you've been watching my Star Citizen streams, you will know that some unknown player, I still haven't figured out who it was, but some unknown player decided to throw 1 billion alpha USC at me doing, it was actually before a live stream, it wasn't even doing a live stream, at least I didn't spot it doing a live stream if it was. So all of a sudden I was sitting there with like more money than you would ever know how to spend. I mean, just to put 1 billion into perspective, the most expensive ship you can buy in game today is the 890 Jump, which costs 32 million. Just like put that into perspective. And if you're more usual to the currency in Elite, it's like put another 0 on the number and you have the approximate value. So it's a ton of money that people were just throwing at me without even mentioning who they were. It just underlines the point that I have, that a lot of people have made a lot of money, and that mean that there's been this like trickle down economy, because that's how the Star Citizen like community works, right? If people are really generous with giving ships and monies to each other, maybe because they know the wipes are coming eventually, so they don't really care much about it at this point. But the same thing has happened here. I think there's been this trickle-down economy where some players suddenly make like a gazillion money, and then they just spread it out, and they've just been trickling from player to player through the economy, or through the player base, or the community. And that now means that a lot of players already have like every ship they ever want to buy in the game. And what that means is, now that for instance, like stuff like the dynamic events are back, it's more difficult for CIG to test these properly, because everybody's flying like the biggest and baddest combat ships with everything kitted out the way they wanted it. Nobody's taking like their small, medium, maybe not dedicated ships, but no one's taking like the smaller, less used ships out for combat, because everybody's just going to go and buy whatever they feel like is the best combat ship for them. And that means that they're going to get an unbalanced view of the difficulty curves in these events. And the same thing with armor. If everybody just has all the best armor and weapons in the game, then weapons are not that expensive, so people can buy that easily. But I think it's mostly with ships, that since everybody has these high-end ships now, more expensive ships now, it's maybe time to do a reset. So I don't think the reset is necessarily because they have to do it for technical reasons. I think it's more of they want to do it now in order to get the results out of the tests, or in order to test the things they want to do with the 3.17.2 patch. Now, if you've been considering picking up Star Citizen as well, then you actually have a golden opportunity for that, as there is another free fly event coming up starting on July 7th. That is Thursday this week, so in 3 days from now. There is a free fly event. It's going to run from the 7th to the 18th of July. That means you have like about 10 days-ish, a week and a half, where you can go in and you can play the game for free. You don't have to buy anything. You don't even have to add any credit cards or anything. You just create an account and then you play the game. And that's it. See if the game runs on your PC. So if you've been considering Star Citizen, then now is your chance. And if you don't have an account already, then you can go to getstarcitizen.d2ea.com. There's a link in the description. If you use that link and use the referral code that link gives you, not only do you get some extra in-game money, so you have some more money to start with, some seeding cash basically, if you decide to buy the game after the free fly event, I get a referral, and the referral then gives me some stuff in game like ships, weapons, skins for like paint jobs, those kind of things. Access to some areas, stuff like that. No, I'm not getting any monetization out of it. I'm not getting paid for it. I just get in-game stuff as well. So if you are interested in Star Citizen, then go down and find the link for getstarcitizen.d2ea.com and create your account today, so you are ready to play on the 7th. That leads me to the live stream tomorrow. I am pretty sure I want to go into Star Citizen, unless the servers are absolute terrible on the day. That's always like, it's PTU after all. I mean, we never know. Unless the servers are completely unplayable on the day, I'm going to hop into 3.17.2 and the PTU server. I haven't really decided if I want to try to focus around the event out on Orison, or if I want to try to focus on some of the more the new location, the new mission types that's going on out towards Microtech. I'm kind of leaning towards Microtech. But I don't know. We'll see, because I want to go and do a little bit. I think it works better on a live stream, do like exploration type stuff where we go and look at a new location, because it's easier for me to interact with chat compared to in an FPS situation. I would often have to be a lot more focused on the game and can't really talk to you guys as much, which I do enjoy to do doing live streams. That's why I live stream and doesn't just make it into a 2-hour video instead. So I'm kind of leaning towards the stuff out at Microtech. And there's actually going to be another stream on Friday, fingers crossed, hopefully, where we're also going to be playing Star Citizen, and that might then be a better stream where we can go and do some sieges and some events and stuff like that, a little bit more co-op kind of gameplay. So that's the plans so far for me this week, at least. But anyway, the live stream will, of course, as always, be tomorrow. It'll be at 7 o'clock GMT, and it will be live streamed on YouTube as well as on Twitch. Thanks a lot for watching, and also next time. I'll see you guys in space.